Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, new comic book day for me today. I am not going to drink any beer in this video because as soon as I finish shooting it, I'm going to be taking some anti-congestion medicine, and I don't want the beer to kind of interfere with that. So I'm going to show you some of the comics I bought last week, and then I'll show you the comics I bought this week, and then I'm gonna talk about something that's kind of been on my mind for the last several weeks or so. So just to show you the comics I bought last week, I got Godshaper 3. This is a weird comic book. I mean, I don't know. There's a whole thing with a black dude and a white dude and little ghosty people and they're all hobos and just strange ass shit. But I think I'm gonna stick it out. It's a weird comic book and I don't know what the fuck, but like I said, I think I'm gonna stick it out for this one. Uh, Die Kitty Die, Hollywood or Bust, number 2. Get it? Hollywood or bust? All right. Skyborn, 4 out of 5. Frank Cho art. The story's getting. It's not a great story, but I do enjoy the visuals, so okay. Hawkeye, number 8. I've said several times before, I really do enjoy this comic book. I don't care what anybody else says. Green Arrow, number 26. Suicide Squad, number 20. I basically just bought it because of the Steven Sejic art. I'm a big fan of his Sunstone comic. I also started reading Aquaman because it looks like he's drawing that as well. So, Deathstroke, number 21. And they threw in Star Wars Adventures. And I was talking to the guy in the store, and the weird thing about it is it's published by IDW, and we were like, yeah, you would think Marvel would be doing this, but okay, you wonder what sort of weird legal licensing thing was going on that, IDW was doing this version of the comic, but okay. So here's the things I bought this week. Uh, Armor Hunters number 1 from Valiant. I don't know anything about this, but okay. Nice shiny cover. Woo! Woo! Shiny wraparound cover. Huh? Foil. Yeah, the 90s are back. Alright. Okay. Defenders number 3. American Way number 1. This is a sequel to a story that came out several years ago under the Wildstorm banner. This is under Vertigo, but basically the premise of that story was it was set during the early '60s, and there was a superhero team, and one member of the team was African American, and it's the idea that he couldn't really tell people that he was actually black. They want to kind of ease people into it just because of the various racial tensions and things were going on then. And then it kind of comes out by accident, and the story is about how he and the other team members and the government and the people in the public had to kind of deal with all that sort of craziness. So this is the sequel. This is set in, I guess, the '70s, and so yeah, we'll go with that. We'll see here. Bug number 3. Suicide Squad number one, number 21, and American Gods number 5, Godshaper number 4, Mage Zero, The Hero Denied. So this is the sequel to the Mage series from the mid-late 80s. So this is kind of thin, but it was only like $1.99. So I guess this will be the kind of entryway point for people who might not be familiar with the character. But this was by Matt Wagner. I know a lot of people know who Matt Wagner is from like Grindel, and I want to say he's done some other Marvel and DC work. I don't know if he's done any Marvel work or not. But Grindel's popular. I know he's done some like I know there's been some Batman Grindel comics and stuff like that. So okay. Kill or Be Killed, number 10. Really looking forward to reading this. Black Cloud, number 4. And United States of Hysteria, number 2, Howard Chaykin. Okay. All right. So, okay. So one thing is, I've got another video that's in a can. It's a review video, but I'm not sure when I'm going to air it. It's a little sloppy, so I might reshoot it. But even if I don't, I might still just leave it in the can just because it's a review of a Grant Morrison comic. And I just put up a review of a Grant Morrison comic a couple of weeks ago, so maybe I'll kind of space it out. Maybe I'll do an individual review of something else first, and then put that one up. The other thing I wanted to talk about was this has come up in other people's videos and things like that, and I'm sure everybody's kind of aware of it. Where wherever it is you stand on the subject, that's fine. But just the whole kind of increasing popularity of these kind of social justice Marvel or anti-social justice Marvel videos. I was going to talk about it like literally like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I was going to do a whole video. Then I decided, whatever. You know what I was going to do? I was going to like come up with like the most outrageous title I could possibly come up with, and it was going to be called, oh shit, what did I come up with? It was going to be SJW Marvel fucks fanboys in the ass with no Vaseline, while Ike Perlman does cocaine off Diane Nelson's ass, and Eric Larson jizzes in your face because comic books suck and they're all your fault, you stupid fucking fans. And then, I was gonna do it just as satire, but I thought, you know what, that's a good way to get banned off of YouTube. But anyway, here's my thing. I totally. I mean, anybody's free to make whatever video they want. That's totally fine. You have the right to your opinion, to put it out there, and if people love your videos, that is great. You know what I mean? I think there's people out there who have very valid reasons to be disappointed in Marvel Comics these days. There's people who make intelligent videos about things that are going on at Marvel, and why they don't like them or why they think they're harmful to the company in particular, to fans, or to the industry as a whole. Totally get that. There's other people who do more spoofy type videos, more snarky satire videos. Totally understand that. Whether I agree or disagree, I totally get that. There's other people who are obviously just doing it for the hits, and that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. People put up dancing cat videos because they want to get hits, and if you get hits, it can make money off of it. Great, that's fine. What sort of bothers me is this. a lot of the videos that are coming out, for every like smart guy that criticizes Marvel for being SJWs or whatever, there's a lot of really cringe-worthy videos that are people taking things out of context, misinformed, spewing misinformation, or just doing really, you know, saying dumb entitled things or whatever. And again, not saying you shouldn't do your video. Do whatever video you want to do. But it's just, I mean, you see some of these videos, like I said, they'll say something crazy like, you know, and I'm exaggerating here, but it'll be, yeah, Mark Wade says he wants to shoot white people. And then you find the quote from the original article, and he hasn't said anything like that. Mark Wade says something like, oh, I can't find a good ham sandwich in New York anymore. Who do I have to kill to get one? But somebody has like twisted that into some sort of racist thing that Mark Wade has said, you know. And people will take questionable business practices or professional or lack of professional etiquette and spin that into some sort of, you know, political thing, you know. I mean, Marvel's had problems for years, you know, and a lot of that has nothing to do with how liberal Gail Simone is, or Mark Wade, or who's ever down there, or you know, Axel Alonso having a falling out with Chuck Dixon, or whatever the case may be. But people like try to spin it that way. You know, the comics were late. It's because there's social justice warriors. Some guy can't draw. It's, well, these social justice warriors can't draw anymore. You know, and stuff like that. It's you know, like I said, it's people being like, yeah, got this comic book here, and whoa, this girl has normal sized breasts. Social justice warriors, yeah. Political agenda. Am I right? Am I right? Huh? Huh? And like I said, it's a lot of these videos are just really like, you know, come on, you know what I mean? And I get it, and I shouldn't say that. What I'm trying to say is, and I'm not trying to paint it as it's all these guys, or anything like that. You know, I know there's extremists on the left, there's extremists on the right, there's people who don't know what they're talking about on the left, there's people who don't know what they're talking about on the right. But and like I said, I totally get that. Hey, some videos are popular. You put SJW Marvel, you know, on your video, you're gonna get hits. I could do here. Here's an old shoe, okay? I'm gonna have you watch this old shoe for like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna put social justice warrior Marvel gave me athlete's foot, and you know, I'll get a million hits. I won't get a million hits, but you know, I'll get views out of it, I bet, you know. And like I said, I just think it's kind of crazy, and it devalues the discussion that we could be having. Like, I'll say something here. I was watching somebody else's video, and they brought out the old Archie comic from the '70s that I was actually thinking about. Incidentally, you know, having nothing to do with any of this, but there's one from the '70s where Archie licensed out their characters for like a Christian values comic book. Okay, so this is a comic book starring Archie characters and is promoting Christian values. This is something from the 1970s. Now we shift to the 21st century. We have Married Life with Archie, and in that comic, you know, you have a married gay couple, you know, and the idea that you can use these characters that everybody still thinks as, you know, wholesome family fun. You know what I'm saying? You know, the idea you could go from this to this. There's you know, within a generation or so, a generation and a half, you know, there's an obvious, you know, cultural shift. You know, and I think that's a real conversation we could be having. But instead of having that conversation, the conversation we're having is, or the rants that certain people are going on. That's probably what I should say. The rants that people are going on is, Marvel's full of political extremists because they're putting out comic books starring teenage girls. Oh, there's a girl frowning in this picture, man. Left wing radicals, man. Hipsters, or whatever. And it's like I just wish, like I said, more people would do a more informed, thoughtful videos on that rather than just, like I said, the gibberish videos that are popping up. Like I said, there are people doing intelligent videos where very valid points to make, but a lot of the videos are coming up. They're like, you know, wah. I mean, somebody actually said to me, not on YouTube, but on comic book resources, of all places, um, that DC, they're not filling up their comics with all this social justice warrior crap like Marvel is. And I'm like, okay, dude, you obviously aren't reading. Oh, what the fuck? I mean, but you obviously aren't. You're obviously not reading this comic book. Phone's ringing. Anyway, yeah. But I was saying, yeah, if you think there's no social justice warriors at DC, you obviously aren't reading this comic, or maybe a half a dozen other things, titles at DC that have the same sort of outlook or doing the same things that Marvel is doing. But that's like the meme that you just repeat these days. Um, I mean, where are these videos where people are like, ripping up Apollo and Midnight or Batwoman or this comic or it's not published anymore, but Perez that came out last year or whatever. We're the videos that are criticizing Marvel for putting out white male characters and their comics that have failed. Black Knight, Hyperion, Fool Killer, something else like it, Solos. I think I'm the only person who bought Solo in the whole country. I don't know, but I mean, fine. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. It's just that, like I said, I wish that we could have a deeper discussion about whether it's liberalism in comics in general or the wacky practices, business practices that Marvel's been doing for probably about 10 years, or anything like that, and like I said, I wish it was a lot deeper than just I'm mad because Captain Miracle was replaced, even though they replace Captain Miracle every 7 years and they always bring him back. It's odd to me that these are things that we're worked up about. And this, if you understand the point I'm trying to make, it's odd to me that, like I said, we could be having a deeper conversation than just, I'm pissed because, you know, like I said, there's gay Captain America, even though and I know Steve Rogers is going to come back. Gay Captain America will have his own code name, and he'll have his own series over there somewhere if he's popular. If not, he'll just fade away, just like any number of other characters that have been replacement characters over the last several decades. And and I guess that's it. All right. Thanks for listening. Everybody have a good day. Thank you.